the heat that remained on the hearts of the myths, the biggest football festival in the world, although every 4 years it shows many attractions for the world, but there are many legends that long to play in this tournament. With the end of the 2022 World Cup qualifiers in Qatar and the determination of the teams present in these competitions, now everyone is waiting for the draw of these competitions to be held and the groups to be determined. The end of the selection is sweet for the teams that have climbed, and attending the World Cup is a big dream, but football in this way does not always show its beauty, but sometimes it shows its ruthless face and the big stars off the road. He throws them out and sends them home to watch the most sensitive football match in the world on TV with great regret. George Manapan, we a great regret for Mr. Tarek says perhaps today, if one hears the name of George Isvan, one can search for his political and presidential background with a little searching, but the black diamond was once charming in the green rectangle. Recognized as one of Africa's first pure and world-class talents during the 1980s and 1990s, Baha was sent to Europe by Arsene Wenger, then coach of Monaco, France. He was soon recognized as a complete scorer and goal scorer, and after shining in Paris Saint-Germain, he won the 1995 Ballon d'Or and was transferred to AC Milan, Italy, then one of Europe's top powers. George Bast, margins of Mr. Myth's enemy. At a time when the covers of magazines had not yet been taken over by footballers and the title of celebrity did not sit on their foreheads, George Best was one of the first people whose picture appeared on the front page of magazines. The Manchester United star was born in Ireland and once formed a legendary triangle in the Red Devils line of fire, alongside Dennis Law and Bobby Charlton. The legendary United star, whose statue as one of the club's legends was erected outside Old Trafford Stadium, sank so far into the margins that it was far from its heyday when Northern Ireland reached the 1986 World Cup. He was not invited to the national team so that the football world would miss watching the World Cup on the grass forever. Ryan Giggs, the misfortune of 2 decades of lovely left foot. Turning the pages of the English League history book, surely one of the names that can be seen at the top of the list of the best in history is Ryan Giggs. The player who played for 20 years in the Red Devils costume as a construction worker for Dream Palaces, won the Premier League 13 times and the Champions League 2 times, and scored at least 1 goal in each of his 21 seasons in the English Premier League. A record that may never be broken. However, he did not have a place in the English national team and the golden generation of England whenever he was involved in the architecture of beautiful palaces in Manchester, and perhaps one of the reasons why that generation of English football did not go anywhere was the vacuum of a star like Giggs. Born in Cardiff, Wales, to Welsh parents, the Reds legend could only play for Wales internationally, and from 1991 to 2007, he played 64 national games for his country. Ian Rush, the beloved Merseyside ate the stick of his nationality. The Welsh nationality nightmare and World Cup ban is not just about Ryan Giggs, but years ago, another Welsh legend never travelled to the World Cup. The longest-serving player for Liverpool, he was a regular at Liverpool's Merseyside side from 1980 to 1996, with the exception of 2 years in Italy under Juventus, who also immediately lent to the Anfield Reds in his first year. Spent their entire football career in his favourite team. Rush still holds the record for most goals scored by Liverpool with 346 goals, and helped his team win 5 FA Cups and 2 European Cups. Rush still holds many records, most goals in the Merseyside derby between Liverpool and Everton with 25 goals and most goals in the FA Cup final with 5 goals. The creator of these brilliant records, however, never managed to play in the World Cup, so that he, along with Giggs, longs to play in this tournament. Di Stefano, the beloved Madridista, never reached the World Cup. Still, if Real Madrid fans are asked about the great legends of the club, the name of Alfredo Di Stefano comes to mind as a common option. The legendary White Swans player, who wore the jersey of the 3 countries, could never play in the World Cup, despite his outstanding performance at Real. Di Stefano began his life in Argentina and played 6 times for the national team immediately after the end of World War II. He then played 7 more games for the Colombian national team and finally came to Spain in 1958. After that, Di Stefano, as a legendary midfielder of Real Madrid, engraved his name with golden letters in the history of the club's football and was the undisputed king of continental football for almost a decade. Di Stefano scored in all 5 consecutive appearances in the European Cup final, now the Champions League, from 1956 to 1960. Eric Cantona, Eric's collar vacancy at the World Cup. Mr. Par Hashia is one of the players who, although he played for Manchester United for a short time, his name shines forever in the history of this club. The Frenchman spent just 5 years with the Manchester City team, but his scoring power and special personality immortalized Cantona as Old Trafford's king forever in the club's history. After finishing third in the 1986 World Cup, the Roosters have never been able to enter the World Cup in the next 20 years by winning the World Cup qualifiers. After missing the World Cup finals in 1990 and 1994, they hosted and then defended the championship directly in the 1998 and 2002 World Cups. The decline of the French national football team was accompanied by the peak of Eric Cantona's career, and thus Cantona never managed to play with the collar of his famous shirt in the final round of the World Cup for the Roosters. Kazuya Miura. Kazuya Miura is a Japanese and Asian football legend and deserves the title. He started his football career in Brazil, something that is very difficult for non-natives and opened the way for progress for many Japanese players today. However, he has been playing in the green rectangle for many years and is still playing at the age of 55. He scored 55 goals in 89 caps. He was a key member of the Japanese team, which advanced to the brink of reaching the 1994 World Cup, and also played a role in the team's promotion to the 1998 World Cup. For whatever reason, Japan coach Takeshi Okada decided not to invite him to the national team for the 1998 World Cup, and Japan eventually lost all 3 of its matches. Schuster Brand. Brand Schuster should have played in at least 1 World Cup, but differences caused the player to say goodbye to national football very soon. "I once left the Barcelona camp without permission," he said, "because I wanted to play in a friendly against Brazil. The club did not let me go, because the next day we had a game with Rayo Vallecano. They finally accepted my idea to play for only 45 minutes. A party was held after the game, but I did not participate in it, because I had to wake up early in the morning. This is where things got confusing. That night I was told that I would never be invited to the national team again because I did not attend that party. I tried to talk to the head coach of the team, Udo Latex, to solve the problem. But the operator confused the last name of Latex with the name of a friend of mine. After these events and a series of misunderstandings after that, I never played for Germany again." World Cup record for Brazil. The Brazilian national team qualified for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar by setting a record in the qualifying round of the World Cup in the South American region. The Brazilian national team qualified for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar by setting a record in the qualifying round of the World Cup in the South American region. Celso managed to score 45 points in this way and gained only 3 draws against Ecuador, Argentina, and Colombia and won the rest of their matches. Prior to Brazil, Argentina had a record 43 points in qualifying for the 2002 World Cup. Brazil, along with Argentina, were the only undefeated teams in the tournament. Celso also defeated Bolivia 4-0 in 3 consecutive games to win 4-0 and keep their goal closed. FIFA doctor dies after angry Nigerian fans rush to the ground. A FIFA doctor has died during an attack by angry Nigerian fans on the pitch after their team failed to qualify for the 2022 World Cup. Following Nigeria's 1-1 home draw last night against Ghana in the return leg of the final round of the 2022 Qatar World Cup qualifiers in Africa, which failed to advance to the 22nd World Cup after scoring at home, fans angry Nigerians stormed the pitch after the final whistle blew, destroying everything on the pitch and rioting, which eventually ended with police intervention, but the story did not end happily. Fiorentina seek to sell or terminate the Russian striker's contract. Italian Fiorentina has decided to sell or terminate the contract of its Russian striker. Italian club Fiorentina are trying to sell Russian striker Alexander Kokorin in a summer transfer window. According to the report, Fiorentina is considering the option of terminating Alexander Kokorin's contract, but some executives do not consider it necessary to implement it in the current situation. Alexander Kokorin joined Fiorentina in January 2021 from Spartak Moscow for €4.5 million. Kokorin's contract with the Italian team will expire in the summer of 2024. Messi enters the cryptocurrency market. Lionel Messi has signed a new contract to work with a large company. With the signing of this contract, the Argentine star becomes the ambassador of Pro tokens. These tokens are a kind of digital currency for fans. Lionel Messi has recently started new activities in cross-border exchanges. The player has previously decided to receive part of the amount of his contract with Paris Saint-Germain in the form of Ramsar. This time too, Messi has taken part in an activity to promote the use of cryptocurrencies. Lionel Messi has recently signed a contract with Socios. Messi is currently a player of Paris Saint-Germain and captain of the Argentine national team and has many fans. Under Lionel Messi's $20 million deal, Socios will have a 3-year partnership with the superstar. It is said that Messi did not receive any money in the form of cryptocurrencies this time. Now the question is, what exactly are Pro tokens? In short, these tokens are a kind of cryptocurrency belonging to different sports teams. With these tokens, fans can participate in some small team decisions, such as stadium designs. These fan tokens are not only specific to football clubs, but also to basketball, volleyball, hockey, and more. Ancelotti's Corona. He became the head coach of the Real Madrid Corona football team. Real Madrid today, Wednesday, officially announced that the Corona test of Italian coach Carlo Ancelotti has been positive. Carlo now has to go to solitary quarantine according to health protocols, and as soon as his test is negative, he can be with real players again. Real Madrid, who were humiliated by Barcelona in their last game in La Liga and lost 4-0, will face Celta Vigo in their next game on April 13. It is unknown at this time what he will do after leaving the post. Ronaldo and Messi will not win the World Cup carelessly. The two world football stars will experience their 5th appearance in the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. The World Cup qualifiers are being followed around the world, and so far the faces of the 27 teams in the tournament, which will be hosted by Qatar, have been determined. Following the qualifying round in South America, Argentina won a World Cup qualifier to allow world football superstar Lionel Messi to seek a 5th World Cup appearance. Last night, Portugal crossed the barrier of Northern Macedonia so that Ronaldo and Messi could experience a return to the World Cup. Ronaldo and Messi experienced their first World Cup in 2006, and this presence was repeated in 2010, 2014 and 2018. The 2022 World Cup in Qatar will be the 5th appearance of these two world football stars.